Every Sunday night, millions of people feel the same thing. That tight feeling in the chest, that dread of Monday morning, that heavy thought of, I have to go back there again. Back to the fake smiles, back to the stress, back to the negativity. But Stoicism has a brutal answer to this feeling. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being." And that changes everything. Because the real problem at work usually isn't the job itself. It's the people, the pressure, the drama, and the way we let all of that get inside our head. So in this video, I want to show you how to stay calm at work. Deal with negative people, stop chasing approval, and turn your job into a daily Stoic practice. Most people don't hate work, they hate what work does to their mind. They hate waking up early when they already know what's waiting for them. The complaining, the passive aggression, the fake urgency, the pointless drama, the pressure to smile through it all. And over time, this does something dangerous. It trains you to live for the weekend. You start thinking like this: just get through Monday, just survive this week, just make it to Friday. Then Friday comes, people drink to escape, spend money to feel better, and by Sunday, the dread returns. Same cycle, same unhappiness, same trap. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And that's the first hard truth. If your peace depends on your co-workers being mature, your manager being fair, or your workplace being positive, your peace is not in your control. That means it can be taken from you every single day. And that's exactly what happens to most people. They walk into work already tense, already defensive, already mentally reacting to people who haven't even said anything yet. This is why one rude comment can ruin your whole morning. Why one awkward interaction can live in your head for hours. Why one bad meeting can make you carry stress into the rest of the day. The Stoic answer is simple, but not easy. Stop handing your mind over to the people around you, because the workplace is one of the clearest places to see a Stoic truth. You cannot control the character of other people. You can only control your response. That means if people around you are negative, bitter, lazy, jealous, dramatic, needy, or dishonest, that is their burden. It does not have to become yours. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Not the quality of your office, not the quality of your boss, not the quality of your co-workers, the quality of your thoughts." That doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It means seeing clearly. Some people at work are addicted to emotional chaos. They need gossip. They need conflict. They need someone to complain about. They need the little bit of energy that comes from drama. And one of the biggest mistakes you can make is thinking you have to join them to survive socially. You don't. In fact, the more you try to fit into that energy, the more it pulls you down. A lot of people learn this the hard way. They try to be friendly with everyone. They try to get along with every personality. They try to be liked by the whole office, but instead of making work easier, it often makes work worse. Because when you open yourself to everyone, you also open yourself to their problems, their moods, their gossip, and their nonsense. Trying too hard to build friendships at work can pull you straight into the drama that had nothing to do with you. That's why Marcus Aurelius said, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." That line is powerful because it creates a boundary. Be tolerant with others, meaning don't be shocked that people are flawed, but strict with yourself, meaning don't let their flaws become your habits. Let other people be emotional if they want. Let them complain if they want. Let them gossip if they want. But you stay ready. And that brings me to one of the biggest reasons people suffer at work. It's not just negativity, it's speed. A lot of people work in this frantic state all day, always rushing, always reacting, always trying to prove they're sharp, efficient, and on it. But when you work like that, your mind gets noisy. You stop thinking clearly. You make simple mistakes. You create stress where none is needed. And deep down, most people already know this. They know their work is better when they slow down. They know tasks are done better with a clear head and a calm pace. They know rushing usually comes from anxiety, not excellence. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you seek tranquility, do less, or more accurately, do what is essential." This might be one of the most useful lines for modern work, because a huge amount of work stress comes from treating everything like it matters equally. Every email feels urgent. Every request feels important. Every opinion from management feels like a verdict of your own worth. But it's not true. Not everything deserves your full emotional energy. A Stoic worker learns to separate what is essential from what is noise. Do the task in front of you. Do it properly. Do it calmly. And then move to the next thing. Not with resentment, not with panic, not with the desperate need to prove yourself every second. Just with steadiness. And this matters even more when it comes to authority. Because a lot of stress at work comes from wanting approval from the people above you. You want them to like you, to notice you, to praise you, to think highly of you. And before long, your whole inner state rises and falls based on the expression on someone else's face. That is a terrible way to live. Marcus Aurelius warned against this directly. Never depend on the admiration of others. There is no strength in it. That doesn't mean do bad work. It means don't build your identity on being approved of. Your manager is still a human being. Your boss is still just a person with fears, moods, blind spots, and insecurities of their own. Titles create illusion. But underneath the title is a person, just like you. And when you remember that, something changes. You stop shrinking. You stop worshipping authority. You stop acting as though your value is decided by someone in a slightly better chair. There's another problem with work that no one really talks about. It's not stress, it's not people, it's boredom. doing the same thing every day, over and over again. And after a while, something strange happens. You stop being present. You start drifting. You look at the clock more. You wait for breaks. You wait for lunch. You wait for the day to end. And life starts to feel flat. But this is where Stoicism flips everything. Because what most people see as boring, a Stoic sees as training. Marcus Aurelius said, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness." That line sounds simple, but it's actually a complete shift in how you experience your day. Instead of asking, "How do I get through this?" you ask, "How well can I do this?" Even if it's repetitive, even if it's small, even if no one notices. Because now the focus isn't on escaping the task, it's on mastering your attention. And that changes everything. Suddenly the same job becomes a daily practice, not a prison, a practice. You practice focus, you practice patience, you practice discipline, you practice calm under pressure. Work becomes your training ground. And this solves a problem most people never escape. Feeling like their life is wasting away at work. Because the truth is, if you're not present for your work, you're not present for a huge part of your life. And no weekend can fix that. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life." This doesn't mean be intense all the time. It means stop drifting. Be here, now, even in the ordinary, especially in the ordinary, because most of life is ordinary. And if you can't handle the ordinary well, you won't suddenly become fulfilled when something better comes along. Now there's another trap that keeps people stuck at work. And it looks like ambition. Most people believe the path to success at work is simple. Work harder, climb faster, get promoted, earn more, move up. But in reality, this path often creates more stress, more pressure, and more exposure to difficult people. You don't escape the chaos, you move deeper into it. More responsibility, more expectations, more politics. And many people realize too late. They climbed into a life they don't even enjoy. That's why there's a different path. A slower, more deliberate, more stoic path. Instead of chasing everything at once, you focus on doing your job well, keeping your peace, building your skills steadily, and being patient with progress. Not passive, patient. Because when you rush success, you trade your peace for it. And that's a bad deal. Marcus Aurelius said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It's all within yourself. That includes your work. You don't need the perfect job. You don't need the perfect boss. You don't need constant praise. You need a mind that isn't constantly disturbed." And this leads to one of the most important realizations. Success is not what your employer tells you it is. It's not just your promotions. It's not just money. It's not just status. Success is your ability to go to work, do your job, and leave with your peace intact. That's rare, very rare, because most people leave work mentally exhausted, emotionally reactive, and still carrying the day with them. They take it home. They replay conversations. They think about what they should have said. They worry about tomorrow. But a Stoic draws a line. Work ends. The mind returns to itself. And that boundary is powerful. Now let's talk about something practical. Disrespect. Because it happens everywhere. Someone talks down to you. Someone makes a comment. Someone crosses a line. And the natural reaction is either get angry or say nothing and feel weak. But Stoicism gives you a third option. Calm, truthful response. Not emotional, not aggressive, not passive. Clear, direct, controlled. You don't accept disrespect, but you also don't lose yourself reacting to it. Because once you lose control, they control you. And that applies to everything at work. The goal isn't to control the environment, it's to not be controlled by it. Marcus Aurelius prepared for this every morning. He said, "The people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." That is not a pessimism, that's preparation. Because when you expect difficulty, you're not surprised by it. And when you're not surprised, you stay calm. This is one of the simplest shifts you can make. Before work, remind yourself what you're walking into. Not in a negative way, but in a realistic way. So when someone complains, you think, of course. When someone is rude, you think, expected. When something goes wrong, you think, part of it. And instead of reacting, you stay steady. Now here's something small that makes a huge difference. Your brakes. Most people use their brakes to scroll, complain, or mentally stay in work mode. But that's wasted recovery. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." So use your brakes properly. Step away. Sit quietly. Breathe. Reset. Even 5 minutes, because that's how you stop stress from stacking throughout the day. You don't wait until burnout. You reset continuously. And over time, something interesting happens. You become the calm person at work. Not the loudest, not the most dramatic, not the most reactive, but the most stable. And people notice that, even if they don't say it. Because in a chaotic environment, calm stands out. Finally, there's one last realization that ties all of this together. Most people are trying to escape work, but what they actually need is a better way to experience it. Because work is a huge part of your life. And if you suffer through it every day, you're suffering through life. But if you approach it differently, with discipline, with awareness, with calm, With boundaries, it becomes something else entirely. Not perfect, but manageable, even meaningful. So the next time your alarm goes off early and you feel that resistance, remember this: you're not just going to work, you're going to practice. And how you show up there is shaping who you become.